Hi friends, this is Brian Borland. I recently retired after being a college football coach for the past 40 years. I was always struck by how much being successful in sports and living the abundant life have in common with each other. 3 quick areas that come to mind as examples of this are, number 1, teamwork. In football, each of the 11 players on the field has a specific job to do for a certain play to be successful. One player can't do it all by himself. As Christians, we also need to utilize each other's gifts and talents in order to effectively advance the Lord's work here on earth. Romans 12:4 and 5 tells us, just as our bodies and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body, and we all belong to each other. We need each other's fellowship, both to gain strength as individual believers, as well as effectively reach others for Christ. A second area would be training. Athletes must consistently train the mind and body to be their best. Lack of disciplined training always seems to show itself at some point during the season, usually at a critical moment when it matters the most. Football players use rigorous strength training and conditioning, practice specific techniques for their position, study and learn the playbook, practice the plays to use in a game, and study film to learn about their opponents, just to name a few things. As Christians, we also need spiritual training. Regular prayer, Bible study, devotional reading, church attendance, and meditation on what God is saying to us through these things. 2 Timothy 2:15 tells us to study to best present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly handles the word of truth. When we train spiritually, we're preparing to grow into all of what Christ created us to be. A third area would be execution. Football players don't just practice for practice sake, they prepare with the goal of winning games in a competition. Each team must effectively use training and teamwork to be successful when it counts during this competition. As Christians, we must also be ready to answer the bell when it comes to our faith. As part of 1 Peter 3:15 says, always be prepared to give an answer for the hope that you have. The great news is that we can tap into God's Word, that's the training, and be strengthened and encouraged by other believers, that's the teamwork, to enable us to daily live the abundant Christian life and be salt and light to the world around us. That's when we're executing our training. Hopefully, the next time you watch your favorite sports team play, you can recall the parallels between what it takes to win on the field as well as win as a faithful follower of Christ.